All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bashim Hawashai, Bashim Harakakadash, Barak Thumb. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Today's video, I want to go over something light here. Go over the so-called American Revolution, which should really be the Babylonian Revolution or the Neo-Greco-Roman Revolution, if you really want to go there. But you know what I mean. We always go there, okay? But it's not American. America is just Amerigo Vespucci. We should all know. I believe that word means bitter. And this is a fucking very bitter place, okay? For the so-called Black and Hispanic Native American man. All right. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump right into it. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 9. And here is a mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. The woman here represents America. All right. And the 15th verse says this. And he saith to me, Revelation the 17th verse 15, he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So the waters where the horse sitteth are nations, multitudes, peoples, and nations and tongues. So what nation upon the planet Earth sits upon the most amount of people? What nation on the planet Earth has hundreds of military bases scattered across the globe? What place on the planet is the hot spot of merchandise, of mercantile, merchantmen? Okay, you read about that in Revelation chapter 18. That's also how you can prove it. It's America, man. Period. Blank. Okay, we'll read it again. Revelation 17 verse 9. Here is a mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains. Okay, and mountains, the 7 mountains, 7 heads, 7 mountains. This represents NATO. Okay. All right, and if you want to say it, it's the Greeks, the Romans, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the British, and the French. And wait, hold on. Fuck. Give me a second. Hold on. 7. The French, the Greeks, Germania Major, Minor, Spain, and Rome. Okay, so you got, and the British. So you got French, Greeks, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spain, Roman Empire, and the British. Say it again: France, Greece, Germania Major, Minor, Spain, Rome, and Britain, or the British. Okay, and that's it, man. All right, it's NATO. Okay. On which the woman sitteth, which America, these 7 mountains, these represent 7 governments, on which the woman America sitteth, which America created NATO. Okay, and America is pretty much the leader of that whole thing, man. That's I don't want to go too far into it. I gotta brush up on it again, but that's like a military alliance, and America is the fucking head honcho, man. I did the head honcho of NATO, and they're also the head honcho of the EU. Now, you may scratch your head and say, well, America isn't a member state of the EU, but America is like one of the biggest economic partners of the EU, okay? And that quote, you want me to control a nation, give me control of their money. America controls the money of everybody. So really, America, they don't have to be a part of a alliance to control everyone, okay? They control everyone with their economy, man. They do business with everyone, okay? All right, so I want to book with scripture that proves that the mountains are, in fact, governments. Okay, Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house, which represents the government of the Lord's house, Israel, all right, shall be established in the top of the mountains, all right, over all governments, and shall be exalted above the hills, above these other nations, and all nations shall flow unto it. All right, given tributary and having to obey us. All right. Here. Well, all nations except Esau. All right. And when we read in the 3rd verse, they are gonna come to us and learn from us. So that also could apply that as well. They should flow into it. They're gonna have to come to us and learn our ways. All right, not Esau. Obadiah 1:18. You know, you brothers should already know that Esau, Edom, is gonna be destroyed after 1,000-year time period, pertaining to Revelation chapter 20. It's a little bit, out of this lesson, but you guys can go look that one up. You brothers, already know about it. So verse 10, and there are 7 kings. All right, 7 kings, which you went into Greeks, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Romans, Spanish, British, and the French. French are the Gauls, okay? Which we're gonna keep reading. 5 are fallen. All right, so 5 are fallen. The Greeks fell. Okay, which when I'm saying this, right, you gotta discern, okay, because the 7 heads now, you got Edomites in those areas, but back then in the ancient Roman Empire, when they first fell back then, which you could apply here, okay, when they fell back then, okay, they were originally Japhetic nations, okay, or the so-called Pacific Islanders, and the original inhabitants of those lands, dark-skinned men and women, all right. But these Romans, Edomite Romans, took them out and kicked them out, and then they started to call themselves the Greeks. They started to call themselves the Romans. Okay, these fucking the original Rome is named after the dude named Romulus. That was a Japhetic man. That's a Japhetic legend, man. That's a so-called Japhetic legend, which is true. It's history. It's Japhetic history. And these Edomites came in, ran up in there, and took them out, and they took their name. Okay, which they do this shit time and time again, man. All right. Even with you Jakes, man. With you Jakes, think it's cool. You got Edomites that copy you, man. All right. They see you dancing. They want to start trying to dance. Now, some of those could be Jakes. I'll give you that. All right. But some of these Edomites do it for their own, for their own gain, just copying you, man, making fun of you, man. All right. But back into it. Okay. So the 7 kings, the 5 that are fallen, are the Greeks. Okay. The French. All right. These are all areas the Edomite Romans conquered. So the Greeks, the French, the Gauls, Germania Major, Germania Minor, and Spain or Hispaniola, or not. Let me see here. Let me double check. Hold on. The 5 are fallen. 7 heads. 17, 10. Here we go. Gauls. Not Hispaniola, Spain. I believe it's also called, but let's just say on safe side, Spain. Okay, because I think Hispaniola is also another name for Spain, but I could be wrong on that because that landmass, Dominican Republic, that was also called Hispaniola. All right, which is where you get Hispanic from. All right, so Spain. So Gauls, Greeks, Germania Major, Minor, and Spain. Those are the 5 that have fallen. All right, and the one is a Roman Empire, which was still around, as John the Revelator was writing this. He and in the island of Patmos, the Roman Empire was still around, and the other is not yet come, and that's the British. I mean, the British didn't have that rulership yet. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space, and he continued in that short space. During that Renaissance time period, when the fucking British were at the top, man. At the top of the world. They were a world power, man. In that period and around that period. Verse 11: the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Okay, he's the 8th. He's of the 7. Means that America came out of Britain, man. America got these immigrants that are from all these other Edomite nations that come out of that 7, out of the Greeks, out of the fucking Romans. They're all fucking Romans, man. They're all Edomite Romans, or just fucking Edomites, and they came out these various nations. These immigrants came here and dwelt in America. All right, and when you read here and go into perdition, man, America's gonna be destroyed. I mean, there's so many scriptures I can go into, man. Revelation 14, 8, 9, and 10, man. I mean, This one here tells you it's in Daniel chapter 7. Okay, it's all over the place, man. It's man, Jeremiah 50. Oh man, I don't. Let's just keep going, man, because it's too much, man. All right, but now we proved here, right? America came out of Britain, okay, predominantly out of Britain, but they let their borders open and got more Edomites, and let them immigrate in. All right, so they're just all a bunch of fucking Edomites. All right, point blank, period. Okay, but I'm gonna get another one in biblical prophecy. Daniel chapter 7, verse 23. Let's see here. Yeah, 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Daniel's getting a breakdown from an angel, and he's just breaking everything down to him. Daniel chapter 7, verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Now Rome took, part of they took the known world. Okay, Rome took the known world because Rome, they pretty much took all the Alexander the Creep's brethren that had Egypt, those Ptolemies, they made league with Rome. You got the Seleucid Empire. The Seleucid line got fucking decimated, and that entire, Elam, certain parts of Elam, fucking Syria, Iraq, okay, or Babylon, and Elam, certain parts of Elam, they took. That area was taken out. Macedon, they took over Macedon. All right, they took over that Greek area. Okay, that area of Greece, which that was owned by the Macedonians at that time. But as I said, the original inhabitants were Japhetic people. Okay, dark-skinned people. Okay, but they didn't take the whole earth. But you know who took the whole earth? America took the whole earth, man. They're that beast that was and is not. All right, even he is the eighth. All right, and read about that in the 8th verse here. But this just proves that America is the Neo-Roman Empire. All right. Simple as that. All right. This is talking about America. Shall tread it down and break it in pieces, meaning he shall go around and just, start destroying things, man. All right, which he has done. He's had wars, and I don't even wanna. I'm a little murky on the most recent wars America had. America took down that dude. Well, I'm not gonna say that until I read up on it more. Well, we know about America's wars, the Gulf War, and other wars. Early American history, America and Vietnam, kicking ass over there, even though they quote unquote lost. All right, but they fucking fucked those Moabites up, man. All right, they have wars. You guys know, man. World War One, World War Two. All right. I mean, he devoured the whole earth, man. Just because it doesn't look like he invaded everywhere, all right. He has entire Earth, man. There's military bases all over the place. He has control of the fucking money, all right. Which I gotta go into that too about the money, but America, the top currency on the planet for the longest time was the American dollar, but now it's slowly crumbling, which is a sign that this kingdom is fucking falling apart, man. All right, until famines, we know the deal. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise. All right, NATO and the EU, okay, which is the representation of the 10 horns. Let me see here if I can get you them exactly. Okay. America had just done that, so no, 10 horns. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that one for you. The 10 horns. The Franks, or France, Alemanni. Well, I'm gonna say the normal names: France, Germany, Italy, Portugal, Britain, Switzerland, Spain. The Heruli and Vandals are extinct. The Ostrogoths are also extinct. So pretty much just NATO and the EU, man. You brothers, look up the seven heads and 10 horns breakdown. Just look for it. Look it up on GMS, seven heads, 10 horns, and you will find the video. Uh, so here you go. So back here, we're done with this one. As I said, NATO and the EU. So back then, this isn't talking about Rome's ancient allies, because this isn't talking about Rome. This is talking about America's allies now, which is just the EU. Okay, and as I said, well, America isn't a member state of the EU. Well, America is one of the fucking biggest business partners of the EU, man. Like, come on, bro. You just gotta, you gotta, think a little, man. All right, let's see here, man. Let's see what we got here. Belgium, France, all right, Germany. Now that's one I want to go into. America, is a big buyer of German vehicles, man. All their cars are luxury vehicles. I mean, America pretty much runs it. If they're one of the biggest buyers of their supplies, they run it, man. America gets their materials out of these places, man. They run it. It's as simple as that, man. They rule everything. All right, and these guys that claim to be leaders, they're just puppets, man, for America. Okay, and America is really a puppet of big banking families, man. You just got to put it all together, man. Okay. And the 10 horns of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Once again, just talking about America. Another shall rise after them. Okay, out of these European nations, all right, which I believe Britain was a part of it, but left. They're trying to, they could try to. Let's see here. Let me just be double certain. Okay, it was a member until January 2020 when it left. Which I'm not going to go into the whole history of the situation, but America came out of the British, and it was a part of that EU. Okay, and it should be diverse from the first. It's just to do 3 kings. Okay, and America is diverse from all these other nations, man. All right, so from Rome, America's different from everyone. From Rome, that dragon that gave the beast power. America's different, man. America, you got these the 2 horns you can read about in the book of Revelation. These 2 political parties, which they took that from Rome. But the bread and circus, which the Romans used to have, to keep the people docile, they've taken it to a new level, man. They have military groups completely devoted to just doing that, man, just to control the minds of the people. Okay, and he should be diverse from the first, and he should subdue 3 kings: the British, the French, and the Spanish. Okay, now we're gonna focus on the British for this lesson. Okay, and the way America broke away from the British was during the American Revolution. We'll read it real quick. The American Revolution was also called the U.S. War of Independence. It was the insurrection fought between 1775 and 1783, through which 13 of Great Britain's North American colonies threw off Britain's rule to establish the sovereign United States of America, founded with the Declaration of Independence in 1776. That's all we're gonna read out of there. Let's look at the major calls. See what we're doing on time. The American Revolution was principally caused by colonial opposition to British attempts to impose greater control over the colonies and to make them repay the crown for its defense of them during the French and Indian War. This is another one. This is how the French were kicked out. All right, the French and Indian War, which is pretty much just a war of a territory. No need to go deeper into that. The little intricacies of that is something that I want to read up on my own time. Britain did this primarily by imposing a series of deeply unpopular laws and taxes, including the Sugar Act. Okay, which I have the Sugar Act right here, which is pretty much an attack on. There was a smuggling trade of sugars from the French and thus West Indies, as you can read here. Um, and people were buying those because they were very cheap, these French sugars and molasses. So the British said, all right, since you buying from them, man, you cutting our business. So they said, all right, let's build up our income and we're gonna tax you. And that's what they did. All right, and that's why you have the sugar tax. They started taxing these foreign imports to try to get the colonists to buy from Britain. But the colonists just, you know, dodged the taxes entirely. They just evaded them and just bought it anyway. You know. Uh, let's see here if we can get a preset. This is something I want to bring out during camp. Uh, okay, I'm just gonna go to the point here. Revelation the 12 verse 26. In the Satan cast off Satan, he's divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So this is just Yahushua rebuking wicked. Let's see here real quick. He's rebuking some wicked Pharisees. Okay, so Satan cast off Satan. Which you can see it like Satan just means adversary, okay? And these Edomites are Satan, man. They're the main fucking adversaries, man. They're the adversaries of the word. They're the adversaries of all things righteous. And what is righteous is this word, is this work, is this truth. This is the righteous, okay? If Satan casts out Satan, he's divided against himself, how shall then his kingdom stand? And his kingdom has always been divided, man. That's why you read, in Daniel chapter 2, the kingdom being partly strong. All right, it's just talking about America, man. It's this Neo-Roman Empire being partly strong. It's divided against itself. It's always been. These Edomites have always been divided against themselves and going at each other's necks, man. All right, and their destruction is just a matter of time. All we have to do is wait, man. All you have to do is wait, man. You already won. We shit, man. We're winning, man. The war's won. The prophecies are written. We already won, man. All we gotta do is just wait it out, man. And Lord willing, man, I just stayed to the end, man. All right, because these Edomites can't do shit. All right, but back into it, man. The French and Indian War. The British pretty much defended the American colonies. So Britain was like, hey, man, since I defended you, I'm gonna start taxing that ass, man. So Sugar Act, we explained. The Stamp Act, we can read here, was the first Stamp Act. So history.com, /topics, American Revolution Stamp Act. All right, the Stamp Act of 1765 was the first internal tax levied directly on American colonists by the British Parliament. The act, which imposed a tax on all paper documents in the colonies, came at a time when the British Empire was deep in debt from the 7 Years' War, 1756 to 1763, and looking towards North American colonies as a revenue source. So they've always been divided against themselves, man. Even when you look at those, I forgot the wars. The Syrian wars, all right, which were, wars, was in Seleucus and Ptolemy. I mean, they were just fighting back and forth and back and forth. Seleucus was killing other guys, man. Alexander, the creep's sons were getting fucking murdered and assassinated and shit. I mean, these devils are fucking, they're monsters, man. Let's explain that. The Tea Act. So this is history.com. Let's see here. Tea Act. Crisis in Britain. Here, we'll read to what we had before if I could find it. Saving the company. Okay, so the act granted the company the right to. Hold on. Okay, in an effort to save the troubled enterprise, I'm not going to read everything here, but it's talking about the East India Tea Company. The British Parliament passed the Tea Act in 1773. The act granted the company the right to ship its tea directly to the colonies without first landing it in England, and to commission agents who would have the sole right to sell tea in the colonies. The act retained a duty on imported tea at a existing rate, but since the company was no longer required to pay an additional tax in England, the Tea Act effectively lowered the price of the East India Company's tea in the colonies. So I guess they were trying to save it by lowering the price. They tried to, uh, pretty much save this company. I want to pull up something here real quick. This is a book I bought out of Barnes and Nobles the other day. Founding America: Documents from the Revolution to the Bill of Rights. Introduction and notes by Jack and Rakove. It's pretty much just a book about like the documents. Like I want to go into like American history and different things. I'm like, you see they got certain letters and shit, certain articles, the Continental Congress and shit like that. I mean, these are things that like I want to like, get into, things I can bring out at camp. But yeah, we're gonna go here. So, founding America, time loss, just the first page. Parliament adopts Tea Act, giving the near bankrupt East India Company a monopoly on the sale of tea in America. On December 16th, a group of 60 radicals staged a Boston Tea Party in Boston Harbor dressed as Mohawk Indians. They boarded 3 ships, the Dartmouth, the Eleanor, and the Beaver, and destroyed 342 crates of East India British tea. So they had a rebellion, okay, and because of this act here, it was Britain. These Edomites were feeling, well, they're all Edomites, but these Americans, these gringos, were feeling that these British were overstepping boundaries by doing this to them, and because of the other taxes here, which all played into why we had this war. And the last one is the Intolerable Acts, which I'm gonna read it like real quick. Sugar Act, Intolerable Acts. So the first one, so this is Britannica, and you got the coercive acts, which are called the Intolerable Acts by the American colonists, were passed by Parliament in 1774. When I think about this one, man, shit, I can't remember which one it was, man. Let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it, I'm not gonna like. No, it's not. It's not. It's not that one. Okay. We're gonna just like, I'm not gonna go into everything here. Yeah. Okay. I'll go here. Daniel chapter 11. I'm not gonna go into everything here, but I'm just saying it reminded me of something. Then shall stand up in his estate a raiser of taxes in the glory of the kingdom, but within a few days he shall be destroyed, neither in anger nor in battle. This is talking about this dude here, which he was a Seleucid guy, a man of the Seleucid Empire, which he reigned over Israel. All right, here you go. According to text, including the scripture by Jews and Christians, yeah, in which they're interchangeable. They were first called Christians first in Antioch. So this is the first in the Heliodorus in 187 BC on a task collecting mission after hearing an inflated report of the temple's wealth. All right, you can read about that. Yep, it's in Second Maccabees. Heliodorus attempted to raid the treasury of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, but was repelled by angelic beings in a miracle. This is recorded in the Deuterocanonical. Fuck what that means. They're saying is something about the Orthodox and Catholic Church. No, it's true, man. It's just true. Book of Second Maccabees, which takes a special interest in the temple, is also referred to obliquely in the book of Daniel, which states that Seleucus will send out tax collector to maintain the royal splendor, which that's not it. That's just what I read here. I mean, I think it's the same thing. This is in a different version. The collector is also referred to as an extortioner, Jerusalem Bible, or an exactive tribute. Okay, so a raiser of taxes or an extortioner, man. All right, and this is how these Edomites get down, man. They're extortioners. They extortion themselves, man. All right. I mean, shit. They're extorting me. They're extorting you, man, with their vodkas, man, and trying to say, hey, man, you gotta, just we're trying to do this for your best interest. That's a form of extortion, man. A form of mental manipulation. All right, but this is what these devils are known for: intolerable acts or coercive acts. The coercive acts were called the intolerable acts by the American colonists. Were passed by Parliament in 1774 in response to colonial resistance to British rule. The four acts were: one, the British Port Bill, which closed Boston Harbor because of, as we said, went here into the Boston Tea Party, which I don't think I have it on my computer. I just read it for you. Two, the Massachusetts Government Act, which replaced the elective local government with an appointed one and increased the power of the military governor. So they put a military governor in there. The Administration of Justice Act, which allowed British officials charged with capital offenses to be tried in another colony or in England. Okay, so Justice Act, so pretty much moving British officials who are charged, they're going to be charged in another colony or in England, I guess, to reduce bias or to reduce, them fucking just killing the guy. The Quarter Act, which permitted the requisition of unoccupied buildings to house British troops, which is obviously a problem. And all that led to the American Revolution. We went into this one already, pretty much over territory. Spanish-American War. We don't got to go all into this, but this is just the third one of how the Three Kings, the Spanish-American War. We'll just read it for edification's sake. What were the causes? So Britannica.com, Spanish-American War. The media calls the Spanish-American War was Cuba's struggle for independence from Spain. Newspapers in the U.S. printed printed sensationalized accounts of Spanish atrocities, fueling humanitarian concerns. The mysterious destruction of the U.S. battleship Maine in Havana Harbor on February 15, 1898 led to the declaration of war against Spain 2 months later. How the war ends, Spain's military was outmatched from the opening of hostilities, and an armistice signed on August 12, 1898 brought an end to the fighting. The United States occupied Cuba and took possession of Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. Okay? Which, yeah, like I said, if America still runs the Philippines, I believe they do. Guam and Puerto Rico, I'm not exactly sure what Guam is. The bloody struggle for independence in the Philippines is resumed in 1899. The U.S. having replaced Spain as a colonial power. So they still were fighting. Let's see here what this says. Philippine Revolution. Okay. Which we're not going to go into everything here. But this is the book of Revelation. This is the last scripture I'm going to get. Revelation chapter 50. I'll start at verse 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. All right, and this is talking about America. All right, shall be spoiled. This is another name for America, the Chaldea. Let's see what that. It means just that Chaldees area. Okay, well, let's just verification say we can see Persian, Lower Mesopotamia, but it just means America when you think about it, because Babylon was in this Mesopotamian area. All right, simple as that. Which Mesopotamia means in between the river, in between the Tigris and the Euphrates. So that's the point. Shall be a spoil. So America shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied. These other nations, and really first and foremost, the Most High, His Son Yahweh Shai. First of all, yeah, Yahweh Shai. Okay, and the angels, us, and Lord willing with that number, man, the hopeful elect. Okay, taking down this fucking nation for what they've done against us, man. And we're gonna be satisfied, man. This nation has really, ran a number on this. Verse 11, because you are glad, because you rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because you're grown fat, destroyers of my heritage, that's what these devils are, man. Chiefly these fucking Americans, man. All you fucking Edomites, okay? But in America, they whenever we come out with the truth, they shut down our videos, okay? They were lynching us. They were keeping us from finding out this truth. Okay. Shit, if you ever even fucking thought about reading back in the time of slavery, they would torture you for that, man. All right. They're the destroyers of our heritage, man. They got rid of the images. They always push this white Jesus garbage, right? This Hazel's crystal garbage, okay? Even though Yahushua is a dark skinned man, all right, according to the scriptures, all right? They push that he's King David, that everyone's fucking white in the scriptures. The Philistines are white, the Egyptians are white, the Canaanites are white. Oh, not Egyptian, but really Matazarium, which they were dark skinned people, not whites, okay? Egypt is a Greek fucking word. So I don't know where the fuck did these niggas are fucking stupid, man. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going, man. Because you're grown fat as a heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. So they've grown fat. Fat meaning grown fat with spoils. And bellow, I'll see what bellow means. Nay. Let's see real quick. Oh shit, I didn't even mean to do that. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see. Where was I again? 11. And you rejoice are glad, you plundered the chosen people. You frisk like a calf and neigh like a stallion. Meaning being prideful. That's what that means. It says bulls, but I don't know why the fuck they said horses. I'm not gonna go into this. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, they just bellow. Neigh of men as stallions, cry shrilly to make shining, sound clear human expressions. Rejoice, so means like cry loud, rejoice to make to shine to shout. That's what these devils do, man. They be rejoicing, they have their parties after they killed us, man. All right. Verse 12, your mother shall be sore confounded. All right, talking about Britain. She that bear you shall be ashamed. Okay. Which is going into Britain, as I said. And Britain is going to be confounded. When America is destroyed, these Edomite Britons are going to be looking like, oh, man, damn, man. All right. Shall be ashamed, man, because they're all going to go into slavery. All right. But America is Babylon, man. America is like the golden city, the place of ports. Has all these ports, man. You got South America. America runs shit down there in South America. They got the drug trade. They got it all, man. All right, this entire area is a very fertile area. Now it's getting fucked up, all right, because the Most High is destroying this place. He's making lower crop yields. He's destroying the fertility out of this land and pushing these Edomites out, just like he did back in Canaan. All right, with these fucking Hamites kicking their asses out. He's gonna do the same thing here. He's gonna utterly destroy this place with fire, man, and no one's gonna dwell here. Okay, I'm read about that in Revelation, the habitation being desolate. It's also in here as well in Jeremiah chapter 50. Okay, but she that bear you should be ashamed. Britain is gonna be ashamed, and it is gonna go into slavery also. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. And it's right there too, man. So, hey, man, the hindermost of the nations is America. Shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Meaning it's going to be totally destroyed, man. And it goes down even furthermore in the 13th verse. But I made the point, man. Okay, you got to use discernment. Okay, sometimes it means literal ancient Babylon, but this isn't talking about ancient Babylon, man. This is talking about America, man. All right, your mother shall be sure confounded. She that bear you shall be ashamed. This is talking about Great Britain, man. That's the point. All right, and if you can't get it, then you just can't get it. So a little bit longer than I wanted, but hey, Lord willing, the video was edifying. Hold on a second. I wasn't paying attention to my shit, so Lord willing doesn't die on me. That'll be a fucking problem, a big problem. I may have to split somebody's wig for it. All right, so good. All right, so I'm gonna say and hey, Lord willing, the video is edifying. I'm gonna review it, and yeah, just shalom, just stay in the spirit, man. Just keep making your videos. Just Hey man, you guys know the deal, man. All right, shalom.